Hi, Assalamualaikum. Today we are going to learn about the parabola. Before this, we have seen this type of equation, something like we have the y equal to x squared. So this is the shape of parabola actually, right? But we are going to learn this in detail with the equation of parabola, right? Suppose we have this parabola, and we should know that this is known as the vertex of the parabola, right? So this is the vertex of the parabola, and we have this is as the focus of the parabola, and then we call this dotted line here as the directrix, right? So this is actually the directrix of the parabola. And we should note that the distance from the vertex to the focus should be the same as the distance from the vertex to the directrix, and that distance is represented by p, right? If p is 1, so meaning to say that the distance here is 1 and distance here is actually 1, right? Now, for example, we have this what we call this equation of the parabola. We have many forms of the equations for the parabola. This is just one example, right? So this is where we have this type of what we call vertex. Sorry, when we have this form of equation for the parabola, so the vertex is given by hk, all right? Okay, all right. So we have something like this, okay. So that's basically the shape of the parabola. You should know what the vertex is and what the focus is, all right, and the directrix. All right, now let's see 4 types of equations for the parabola. If we have the first one, which is given in this, all right, in this what we call in this form, right, we will have, okay, this form. So we have something like, all right, this is actually the something which opens upwards, right? When it opens upwards, so the focus will be somewhere here. This one is the vertex, and the directrix is somewhere around here. And then if we have this form of the parabola, all right, equation for the parabola, therefore we will have something which is open downwards, all right, open downwards. So we have something like, okay, that one is open downwards. So we have this as what we call that is the directrix, this is the vertex, and this is the focus. Okay, right now we have this form of the parabola, therefore we will have this as the open to the right. So open to the right, so meaning to say that we have something like this, okay, open to the right. So we have the directrix here, and this is the vertex, and this is the focus here, all right? Bear in mind that the distance from the vertex to the directrix is always the same as the distance from the vertex to the focus. And lastly, we have this form of the parabola, therefore we'll have the shape of the parabola, which is something like this, all right? So we have directrix here, we have the focus here, and we have the focus somewhere around here. Okay, that's basically 4 types of the we call this as open to the left, right? So we call this as the 4 types, all right, for these equations for the parabola. Now let's look at this example. Suppose we have this type of equations for the parabola, all right? So when we recall this is actually of the form x minus h square equal to 4p y minus k, all right? So we have this type of equation, so we know that the shape is something like this, all right? It opens upwards, right? When it opens upwards, meaning to say that when we compare this, we have the vertex, all right? So h, we compare the value for h and k. So in this case we get, all right, so vertex in this case, all right, is given by hk, which is a -2 1, right? That is the vertex. Now we want to get the value for p, so we know that for p is equal to 8 by comparing these two. We compare these two, so we get p is actually given by 2. So when we want to draw this what we call this parabola, all right, so we should start by drawing, right, the x-axis and y-axis, all right? So we have something like this. Let me draw the x-axis first. So this is x and this is y, all right? So this is y, all right. X should be somewhere around here, I guess, right? X. And we have negative 2, 1. So negative 2, 1. 1 is somewhere around here. So this is the vertex. And it opens upwards. So of course, when it opens upwards, we have something like this, right? It opens upwards. Okay, something like this. And we know the focus, all right? The distance from the vertex to the focus is 2. So because it's P is equal to 2, we have P which is equal to 2 here, right? When P is equal to 2, meaning to say that the distance here is 2 from the vertex to the focus. So the value here is somewhere around 3, something like this, right? But I'm not sure about, we don't know about the, what do we call, the y-intercept here, all right? Something like this. I just draw this, all right? Something like this. Okay. Now we have the directrix from, what do we call, from, all right, that should not be, okay, let me, right, so there's some, okay, so 3 is somewhere around here, I guess. Okay, so this is 3, all right, something like this, right, for example. And this is the focus, which is actually given by negative 2, 3 is the focus, and the directrix should be y equal to a negative 1. So this is the directrix, y equal to a negative 1. So this is our what do we call parabola for this equation. All right, now let's sketch this one. Suppose we have x minus 3 squared, 4 2 minus y. All right, so we should write x minus h, okay, x minus h squared. We compare with 4p. All right, so this one is actually y minus k, but we have a negative here. Why? Because when we transform this equation, so we'll have something like x minus 3 squared, all right, given by a negative 4. We factorize the negative there, we get y minus 2, right? Now we compare these two equations, so we get hk, which is given by 2 and 3, all right? So the vertex is actually the point 2, 3, all right? That is the vertex, right? Now we compare the value for p, so we have negative 4, which is equal to negative 4p, so negative 4p equal to negative 4, therefore we get p which is equal to 1. Now we know when we have this form of what we call parabola, so it opens downwards, something like this. So that's the idea, right? So you have to draw something which is open upwards, open downwards. So we have the vertex 2 3, all right? So at 2 3, so this is 2 and this is 3, somewhere around here. So we have the vertex here, and then we have it opens downwards, all right? So open downwards, okay, something like this, right? And we know that the focus, all right, so the focus is, because the distance from the vertex to the focus is 1, therefore we have the focus which is here, right? So this is the vertex 2 3, and the focus which is given by, all right, suppose I have t, yeah, we represent the focus as t, which is given by 2 2, right? That is the focus, and the directrix is given by y equal to 4, that is the directrix. Okay, now let's go to this one. Suppose we have this shape of this form of parabola, right? So firstly, we know that we have this form as y minus 5 square. I write it this way. So this is actually, I factorize 4, I have x plus with 3. So this is actually in the form of y minus k square equal to 4p x minus h. All right, so comparing the value for h and k, we get this one, right? So our vertex is now all right, comparing h and k. H is actually negative 3 and k is actually 5. All right, now to get the value for p, so we have 4p which is equal to 4. Do you know how to get it? All right, I guess you know this by comparing 4p with 4 here. All right, so now we get p is equal to 1, solving this. Therefore, when we have p is equal to 1, all right, so we should know that when we have this form of what do we call parabola, so it opens to the right, which is something like this, right? Opens to the right. So we will have something like a negative 3 5, right? Negative 3 5. Okay, so this is our, what do we call, vertex. So vertex and negative 3, 5. Suppose 5 is here. Okay, sorry, negative 3, 5 will be something like this. This is y. So okay, let me just draw this axis. Right, this is a negative 3 and 5 is somewhere around here. So I have something like somewhere around there. Right, so that is the vertex, which is a negative 3, 5. There, right. Now we draw this, which is open to the right. Right, so which is something like this. Okay, now we know that the focus, which is, all right, the distance from the vertex to the focus is 1. So negative 3, so negative 2, so which is somewhere around here. So this is the focus, and negative 2, 5, and this one is what we call it, a negative 3, 5, and the directrix, all right, so the distance is negative 4. So we have, this is the equation for the directrix. So x equal to a negative 4 is the directrix for this parabola. Okay, right, we are done. Now suppose we have this form of equation. So what should we do? All right, so we should know that, all right, okay, we have y is either open to the right, left, or open to the right. All right, because we have y as the square here. All right, so what we should do is to put y on one side and what we call x on another side. So we have something like 4x, sorry, minus 4x, right? Minus 4x minus 4. All right, so we have something like this. Now I just want to have to factorize this, all right, because I want to write y minus something, y minus k square, right? How to get that? So I have to find a constant to be here so that it can be factorized into that form. So you just take that negative 8, right? So you have negative 8, you divide with 2, you get a negative 4, and then you square negative 4. So negative 4 square, you get 16. So you have to add 16 here, right? When you add 16 on the left side, therefore you have to add 16 on the right side. So you have something like, now you can factorize this as y minus 4 square, right? If you are not confident with your answer, then you can actually try to expand this one. So you should get the same as this. Now simplifying the one on the right side, so negative 4x, so 16 minus 4 will be plus 12, right? Now you need to factorize that, what we call negative 4, all right? So y minus 4 square is equal to a negative 4, right? You will have x minus 3, okay? So we have something like this. So when you have this form of parabola, all right, so this is actually is of the form y minus k square equal to negative 4p x minus h. So this is actually the one that is open to the left. All right, so you know that the shape of this parabola is actually opening to the left. Therefore you have the vertex, which is given by hk here, where h is actually 3. Right, let me write the vertex first. So the vertex is given by, right, h is 3 and k is 4, and our negative 4p is equal to a negative 4. Therefore p is equal to 1. Right, now our p is equal to 1 and the vertex is actually 3, 4. All right, so you have something like this. So this is the graph, right? So this is axis. All right, so we have 3, 4, so this is 3 and here is 4. Therefore you have the vertex, which is somewhere around there, and the shape of the parabola is something like this. Yes, okay, it's something like this. And you know the distance from the vertex to the focus is actually 1, therefore you have 2 here. So this is the what we call the focus, which is 2, 4, right? And then you have the directrix, which is at 4, because the distance from the vertex to the directrix is 1, therefore you have x, which is equal to 4. Right, so this is the vertex, which is actually given by 3, 4 is the vertex. So we are done with this type of equation. Right, now suppose we have to sketch the parabola whose vertex is 1, 2 and focus is 1, 1. So what should we do? Right, so try to illustrate this. You have the vertex at 1, 2. Right, so basically 1, 2. All right, suppose you have this what do we call this graph, this xy plane, and then the vertex is actually at 1 2, so 1 2. All right, so this is the vertex, and the focus is actually at 1 1, so at 1 1 is the focus. All right, I'm drawing this way. All right, 1 2, and at 1 1 is the focus. So therefore our shape of the parabola could not be like this, because the focus is somewhere around here. Therefore it should open, all right, downward, something like this. Okay, right, so basically that's the shape of this what we call parabola. But all right, so we know that this is the vertex, which is 1 2. So we want to write, when we know that the shape of this parabola, which is given here, and the distance here is 1, therefore yeah, we know that P is equal to 1. All right, so we have, if we have this opening downwards for this what we call shape of the parabola, so we should have the form where we have x minus h square equal to negative 4p y minus k. All right, so we have hk is given by, all right, so we try to fill out with h, which is h is actually equal to 1. all right, and negative 4p, p is equal to 1, you multiply with 1, y minus kk is actually 2. all right, therefore we have x minus 1 square equal to negative 4 y minus 2. This is the equation of the parabola. All right, and you can find the directrix. All right, the directrix, which is given y equal to 3 here. Okay, now okay, that's basically that shape of the parabola. Now suppose we have this example 6. We need to find the equation of the parabola with vertex 2, negative 4, and directrix at x equal to negative 1. Basically we try to sketch first. All right, where is 2 negative 4? So 2 negative 4 is somewhere around here, so 2 negative 4, so negative 4 and 2 here. All right, so this is 2, so this is our vertex, and we have the directrix at x equal to negative 1. Therefore at x equal to a negative 1 will be the directrix. So this is the directrix. I'm drawing the directrix first. All right, sorry. Okay, this is the directrix. Of course, when we have the vertex here, and this is the directrix. All right, let me write, this is the directrix, therefore this is the vertex, so our shape of the parabola will be something like this. All right, and you should measure the distance from the directrix to the vertex, which is given by p, which is 2 minus negative 1 will be 3. All right, so this is 2 negative 4. All right, when you have this type of parabola, the equation which is actually given by y minus k square is equal to 4p x minus h, where hk is given by the vertex, so y plus with 4 square, which is given by 4p. P is actually 3, so 4 multiplied with 3, x minus with 2. Right, you're simplifying this. All right, so we have y plus 4 square given by 12 x minus 2, and then we are done. Right, so that's the equation of the parabola. Right. Now you just leave it that way. Yeah. All right, so let's go to the example number 7 here. Suppose we have to find the equation of the parabola with the vertex, which is 1 7, and focus at negative 1 7. So how does it look like? Right, suppose we have 1 and negative 1. All right, so this is our x and this is y. 1 and negative 1, and we have at 7. Right, so basically we have something like this. So 1 7 is the vertex, and negative 1 7 is the focus. So this is actually the focus. So when we have the focus here and the vertex here, of course our shape of graph will be something like this. Yes. All right, because this is the focus and this is the vertex. All right, now when we have this type of equation, so we should know that it opens to the left. Therefore our equation of the parabola is given by y minus k square is equal to negative 4p negative 4p x minus h. Right, And the equation of the vertex is given by y7. This will represent the value for h and k. Therefore, we will have y minus k is actually 7, alright? Y minus 7 square and negative 4p. So how to find the value for p? So the value for p is measured from the distance to from the vertex to the what do we call the focus or the directrix. So in this case, p is actually 1 minus negative 1, which is 2. So you have negative 4, p is actually 2, and you have x minus h. H is actually given by this value 1. Alright. So you simplify this one, you'll get y minus 7 square equal to negative 8x minus 1. And we are done with this one. Right? So if you are asked to find the equation of the directrix, of course, you have to add 2 here. Right? You get 3. So the equation of the directrix is given by x equal to 3. Right? You got the what do you call the vertex, the coordinates for the focus. You already have negative 1, 7. For the vertex you already have, and you have the directrix. Right? Now, final example here. Right? Last example today we are going to discuss. We have to find the equation of parabola with the vertex 3, 4, and it passed through these points. Right, now we know that we have the basically we have to illustrate this in the first place. So we have 3, 4, which is given by this. Alright, this is 3 and this is 4. So our vertex somewhere around here, and it passes through negative 6, 0 and 12, 0. What does it mean? It passes through negative 6, 0 and 12, 0 is somewhere around here. So our shape of the parabola will be something like this, because it passes negative 6, 0 and 12, 0, something like this. All right, so we know that it opens downwards this way. Therefore, our shape, our form of equation will be x minus h square equal to negative 4p y minus k. All right, y minus k. All right, now we just need to substitute with the value for the h and k. All right, so we have x minus h is actually 3 square, which is given by negative 4p y minus k, which is 4. Right, you have this one, right, negative 4, but you don't have the value for p. All right, how to find the value for p? Do you know the focus? We don't have the value for the focus. We don't have the directrix. Therefore, we know that this equation of the parabola passing through points, these 2 points. Well, so what can we do? We can actually substitute with the value of the x and y in this case. All right, we have this x and this is y, so we get the value for the p. All right, so if we try to substitute with the value for x and y in this case, therefore we have a negative 6 minus 3 square and negative 4p. All right, so our aim is to find the value for p. All right, so we have that one. It will be 0 minus 4. All right, so we have this one as 81 negative 4p multiplied with a negative 4. All right, negative 4p multiplied with negative 4, you get negative with negative will give you a positive. Therefore, you have p, which is what do we call 16, right? 16p. All right, 16p. Therefore, we have p, which is 81 over 16. Right, but we want to find the equation of the parabola. Therefore, you just need to substitute with the value of p, which is 81 over 16. So our final answer, all right, let me write it here. So x minus 3 square is given by a negative 4. P is actually 81 over 16. All right, and there you have y minus 4. Simplifying this equation, so we have something like x minus 3 square. So you have negative 81 over 4. You have y minus 4. That's the final answer for this one. All right, so that's it. You just need to memorize these 4 forms of the equations for the parabola, and then it will be easy for you to solve any questions related to the parabola. That's it. Thank you for watching this video.